I would like to thank one of my subscribers, JG, for this article. Boy, you know things are bad when the Pope is talking about the low birth rate. This is deeply bothering the white supremacists. They don't like seeing their numbers go in the toilet. And this is happening worldwide to them. You know, it is something when it's one thing if you see a decline in the birth rate and it's maybe an isolated location, but this is worldwide and it's rapid. That's why you are seeing this come up so much more often in the news because it is a very rapid thing that's happening to them. And they know they have no control. See, this is not something they can use white supremacy on and it slows everything down. You know, when it comes down to certain things, one of them, your birth rate, you can't control that. They can't control this any more than they can control their opioid plague that's going on. And those two things are killing their numbers big time. Pope says immigration, low birth rates have brought ice curtain on Europe. Wow. Pope Francis urged European leaders on Sunday to address wealth inequality and low birth rates, which he said had created an ice curtain between Europe's richer and poorer states and was fueling immigration. Francis was speaking during a two-day visit to Bulgaria, and Bulgaria probably has one of the lowest birth rates in Europe. It's really it's really in the toilet. His first and the first by the Pope in 17 years. He also met with leaders of Eastern Orthodox Church. He moves to North Macedonia on Tuesday. Sensitive relations with the Eastern Orthodox Church means Francis will have to read carefully in both countries where Catholics are a tiny minority. Using a play on Winston Churchill's famous phrase about an iron curtain falling over a divided Europe after World War II, Francis said new divisions were lacerating the face of the continent 30 years after the fall of communism. Bulgaria, like so many other countries of Europe, must deal with what can only be called a new winter, the demographic winter that has descended like an ice curtain on a large part of Europe, the consequences of a diminished confidence in the future, he said in a speech at the presidential palace in Sofia. Bulgaria, which joined the European Union in 2007, remains the poorest member state. More than 2 million Bulgarians have left the country since the fall of communism for better jobs and living standards in Western Europe, leaving a current population of about 7 million. Wow, 7 million, they are tiny. Boy, you put a low birth rate on top of that, they're going to be well below 7 very soon. Francis urged Bulgaria to strive to create conditions that lead young people to invest their youth, energies, and plan their future as individuals and families, knowing that their homeland, they can have a possibility of leading a dignified life. One purpose for the 3-day trip is to improve relations with the Orthodox churches as part of the Vatican's push for eventual unity between the Eastern and Western branches of Christianity that split in 1054. The Bulgarian Orthodox community is one of the most hardline in relations with the Vatican, and the only one that have boycotted the recent meetings of the official Orthodox Catholic dialogue. So there you go. I do know about Bulgaria's low population. I did a video on it, as well as many other European nations that are struggling with the same problem. But I know Italy and Bulgaria, I think, have one of the lowest out of everybody. And they are struggling. They complain about much of what you hear the other countries complain, low wages, not enough work, um, maternity leave, and, those kind of things. And how do you improve that? You can't, especially if you're not reproducing. And it's another place that's, want to pay their women to have babies and give you free cars and free homes and all that stuff. And despite the fact that Europe is offering all of that stuff, their low birth rate is not moving. It is still on a sharp decline there, big time. But please tell me what you think, ladies and gentlemen, of the latest Pope speech where he mentions their low birth rate along with immigration. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.